Today, our intention is acceptance as we journey towards embracing ourselves and our experiences fully. It is a sequence designed to ease tension in the neck and shoulders, offering a pathway to de-stress and find peace within. Let us flow with the acceptance and open our hearts to the present moment. Welcome to day 4.
So leave your left hand on top of your left knee with your palm facing upwards and bring your right hand on the right side of the head. So wrap your hand around the skull and keep the elbow at the same level, almost where the eyes are. And all you have to do is to press into your head with your hand, and your head is going to resist the movement. So when both the body parts are applying that force, it would nullify any kind of movement, resulting only in the activation of muscles around the neck, the shoulders, the deltoids, and the scalenes. So let's see how that works. So when you press, your head resists, engaging all those muscles. Breathe into the pose. Breathe out and relax. Press against it. A long deep breath goes in and out. And you relax again. Press once again. And relax. Lower the hand down and notice how those muscles, even if you did not do much of the movement, you would still feel that these muscles were getting tired, and it's perfectly normal and natural. So we are going to do the same thing onto the other side as well. So leave your right hand on top of the knee, left hand comes down on the left temple, fingers wrapped around the skull, elbow at the same level where the head is. Press your head into the hand, and your hand is going to resist the movement, engaging the muscle activation around the neck and the shoulders. Breathe. I actually heard a pop coming from somewhere from my clavicle. So this is how all these poses, they work. So when you press against, you see how the muscles getting engaged. They get to hold that position, and then you relax for a little bit. And then press again. Relax. Press again. And relax. It looks very simple. It's a good example of an active pose. What's an active pose? Where you actually use your muscular strength to hold or carry out a certain movement in the body. Now, with the right hand, you're going to take the hand over the head, cover the left ear with your right hand, and then begin to tilt your head down to the right hand side. Now here you want to make sure that we keep the shoulder relaxed, because that's the common mistake. The common mistake is to keep it all squeezed and tight. We don't need to do that. So leave the shoulder hanging, leave the shoulder totally relaxed, and continue to breathe in and out. And you notice how this provides the length on the left hand side of the neck. It stretches the muscle, and all you have to do is to breathe in long. And when you breathe in long, you notice how the pose demands your muscles to be a bit more providing in terms of the length. So breathe in. And then when you breathe out, the same hand goes almost behind the left ear, and you're going to look under the right shoulder, and you bring the chin closer to the right hand side of the chest, while the crown of the head, the elbow, and the right knee, they will all be pointing in the same direction, which is towards the corner of the room, corner of the mat on the right hand side. So continue to breathe in and out, and this is done to produce the stretch coming along the left hand side of the neck, goes along the spine right between the shoulder blade and the spine. The particular muscle is called rhomboid, and the one underneath is called the trapezius. And when you breathe in, you're going to bring yourself back to the center, and you can totally feel the difference between the left part of the body and the right part of the neck. Now lower the right hand down, we'll do the same movement on the other side. So start exactly here, then get the hand up and over the head, cover the right ear, and then tilt your head down. Now imagine you want to hold your spine upright. It's like a perpendicular. So what you want to avoid is this. So get the length of the spine, all those muscles that are surrounding the spine. See, they have a job to do, and that is to protect the spine. So they cement the spine in place. So they keep everything around the spine cushioned. And we need to make sure that you're holding the entire length of the spine by using those muscles. So again, reminder to keep your left shoulder relaxed. You continue to breathe in and out. The stretch is likely to occur on the right hand side of the neck. Combine this with longer, deeper inhalations to get the most out of every breath. And then slowly when you breathe out, the same hand goes to the right corner of the neck at the back. You lower the chin down to the left hand side of the chest in a way that the crown of the head, elbow and the knee gets to point in the same direction, which is towards the corner of the mat on the left hand side. Continue to breathe. This is when you breathe in, and you're going to slowly bring your head back to the center and you relax everything. Now from here, interlace your fingers behind your head like this and get the elbows to come right in front. Now see, with your elbows being in this spot, you can actually see the elbows. Now you get the elbows to the point where the arms are going wider and elbows are going to go off the side. They are beyond your peripheral vision, and what that does, it squeezes everything in the upper back muscles. So imagine your upper back muscles, they are kind of working like lemon. You want to squeeze that lemon. You want to make sure that all those muscles that are tucked between the shoulder blades and the spine, you want to wring them out properly by getting the elbows to go back. Now this also works as opening a chest opener, and which is when you want to combine it with a mega inhalation. So breathe into the max. Keep sending them further back and away, as back as they can get. Keep squeezing till you find that the muscles are almost cramping. Keep the chest up and keep your head lifted up as well. Continue to breathe in and out. And the next thing you want to do is you want to bring the arms closer. But before you do that, I want you to understand that we are doing this to deprive that part of the back of any kind of blood circulation. So you might feel a bit of tingling sensation in the arms, upper back. That's perfectly fine. Now, imagine what happens when you come out of this pose. When you come out of the pose, all the blood that has been stopped from going towards that part of the body rushes towards that part of the body. And that, your muscles, they would love it. And you bring the elbows close to each other as if you almost want to touch the elbows together right in front of the eyes, and then lower the chin down to the chest a little bit, but keep your spine upright. And the motion with your hands is to be sliding the skin on top of the skull up towards the ceiling. So it's like as if you are trying to take a very tight mask off your head. And what that does, that produces a very vertical stretch along the spine. Not only that, just by bringing the elbows close to each other, you're also letting yourself produce that horizontal stretch. Combination of both the muscles, both the stretches the muscles in the back, the fascia, everything gets worked. That's when you breathe in, you're going to come up out of this, back to the center, and you would relax. Now from here, you're going to bring your right arm at your shoulder level. Now elbow at the same level where the shoulder is. Now think of your right arm as if it was a window. So you want the window to go back again, send it as back as it can get. Feel the stretch that's coming along the pectoral and breathe into that pose. So you want to make the most out of the breath. And when you do that, you notice how it actually moves your arm. So breathe in as deep as you can. And you want to make sure that your wrist is held exactly on top of the elbow. So it's not drooping forward. You want to pull the wrist back as it can get, as if you really want to touch something with your elbow in front. And the moment you do this micro movement, when you send the arm back, you want to now go up and down and floss in that particular direction. So you're further milking those muscles, you're milking those knots. That's when you breathe out, lower the arm down and bring your right thumb up on top of the right knee. Swivel, get the elbow pointing in. Now that kind of creates a shape that looks like a square. Now go in the direction where the knee is pointing, and then when you breathe out, you're going to get the hand on top of the elbow and bring it in forward. Now there's a square you're forming here, there's another square you're forming with the left arm as well, and you want yourself to lower that elbow down in front. So now imagine all that was squeezed in the right side of the back. Now all that squeezing and all this stretching, so your body, your muscles, they need this kind of work very often, more often than we actually think. So deprive, squeeze, hold, take a break, breathe, squeeze, and then stretch. So we're going to do the same thing onto the left hand side. So you bring your left arm at your shoulder level and then send it to the point where you can actually not see if you were to look straight ahead in line with your nose. So send the arm back as it can get, and I want you to imagine again all what's your muscle is going through in your upper part of the left side on the back. So all that's squeezed in between the bones, you want to move up and down and kind of crush those muscles, massage those muscles internally using your bones and joints. Now push the wrist back by pointing your elbow forward. Imagine you were pulling a band with your left hand. So you pull it as back as you can, you lift your chest up as high as it could hold itself and continue to breathe and just grind here, just go up and down and floss those muscles. You want yourself to deprive that area of any kind of blood circulation. That's when you breathe out, you bring your thumb up, place your thumb on top of the knee, swivel, get the elbow to point out forward. Feel free to relax your spine here a little bit, create a square with your left arm and go in the direction where your left knee is pointing. Keep reaching out as far as you can, and then you go and grip your left elbow with your right, form another square, and then slide it forward. Now notice how my fingers, which are now pointing towards my belly, would be pointing further back into the square. And that is the kind of rotation you want. That's when the pose becomes a lot more effective, and this is when you're going to feel all that beautiful stretch. It's not a horizontal stretch, it's not a vertical stretch, it's a diagonal stretch. And as you practice yoga, as you practice asanas, I would encourage you to imagine as much as you can. Imagine the figures, imagine the triangles, imagine the squares. When that happens, your body begins to love the poses and would have better understanding of the poses. Will also increase the sense of proprioception in your body. So this was day 4th of your 30-day yoga challenge with Zubin Atre. And in this challenge, we do not just practice yoga or do yoga poses, we also learn a lot, and which is going to serve as the foundation of your yoga practice. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. See you tomorrow.